Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And the Sudoku hunt goes on. People on Patreon are loving the hunt by Stefan Bura and Udikos. Sort of 6, 7 or 8 Sudokus to do there. I don't... To say more gives it away a bit. But it's proving extremely popular still with people finishing now. And I think some gave themselves the weekend to do it. It's getting rave reviews. Also, we have many other puzzles on the Discord server connected with the channel. I don't see many of those, to be honest, but they are curated by the community there. It's a fantastic example of people working together, and there are some brilliant puzzles back in the past. Now, this came through on an email from a constructor calling himself El Grand Paduro. And at the time of writing, this is the only Sudoku he has compiled. So very interesting. We've got obviously an extremely colourful grid and some interesting instructions here. So the colouring of the grid is just to determine what one could think of as cages, killer cages. And the numbers in the grid, in little squares, are the differences between the sums of the cages they separate. So, for instance, this orange and this purple cage, whatever their sums are, is they have a difference of 1. There's a 0 here, so that green cage and that red cage must have the same total. That's simply what those numbers mean. Now, there's a little bit more. The blue cells are not cages. They form a magic square, slightly distended, but the numbers and rows and columns add up to the same number and use the numbers 1 to 9. And as well as those, we have one inequality sign in the grid showing that this cell has a higher value than that one. And that's it. That's what we're working with here. Not... I hardly know whether to describe it as a type of Sudoku. I've certainly never seen anything like it before. And I'm very much looking forward to trying El Grand Paduro's debut, which you can do on the link below the video. Obviously, we could have chosen different colours. I've tried to do things that people don't say affect colourblind people. So although green-red colourblind is a thing, it's apparently green and yellow which cause difficulties to people on our software. So I avoid putting them near each other. In fact, I haven't used yellow here, which is why it's a bit livid in colour. But do give it a try on the link below the video. And I'm going to try now. So let's get cracking. How do we do that? Well, let's start with the magic square, which always has a 5 in the middle. If we've learnt nothing else from Cracking the Cryptic videos, surely we've learnt that. But also in a magic square, the orthogonally connected to the 5 cells are odd and the corner cells are even. And that has to be the case. Any form of 3x3 magic square using the numbers 1 to 9, that is true of. And you can demonstrate it by trying other arrangements and finding out they don't work. But then what have we got at all anywhere? I don't really know. We've got a 13 difference up here. So either green or red then is either 16 or 17, and the other is 3 or 4. Okay, so how would that work? Say the green was 16. We'd have 3 here. This would be 9. This would be 11 to maintain the differences. 16, 9, 3 and 11 are 25, 28, 39. This would be 6 in the middle. So that works. 45 is the total of 1 to 9. So we can deduce the central cell if we know the makeup of the cages. But it could be 17 and 4. And 10 and 12, 21, 31, 43, and that would give a 2 in the middle, and that also works. And if it went the other way round, with the big number in the red, 16 and 3, and 8 and 10, 37, then we'd have 8 in the middle, which is a third possibility? Don't tell me. 17 and 4 and 9 and 11 would put 4 in them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there are 4 possible distributions of the numbers around here, and they give the 4 possible even numbers there. So that 13, which looks like the most useful clue in the grid, is of no help at all as far as I can see. Absolute chocolate fireguard of a clue. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, well, in this central box, we've got the 5. So we know, okay, yeah, we know these other cells add up to 40. Let's take purple and green. And they have to have a difference of, yes, it is 14 from orange and red. Now, how do I know it's not 6? Well, I know that from the differences between, right, well, I'm going to try and explain what I'm seeing here. So purple is 10 different from orange. Green is 4 different from red. We know that. But if that doesn't necessarily mean of itself that if we add purple and green, we're 14 different from orange and red, because purple might be higher than orange, but red might be higher than green, in which case the difference would be 6. However, we can see that the differences between green and orange and red and purple are 9 and 5. Now, they can't work to a difference of 6. They work to a difference of 14 as well. So there is a difference of 14 between purple and green and orange and red. And that means that 14 from 40 is 26. 13 and 27 are the sums of the 4 cells. 13 is either purple and green or orange and red, and 27 the other way round. Now, how can we then narrow down what is what? Let's assume purple and green are higher than orange and red. So purple and green then add up to 27. They could be 9, 8, 7, 3, or 9, 8, 6, 4. We're not using a 5, so that's all. I think that's right. And the orange and red, therefore, are the other numbers. 1, 2, 4, 6. So, yeah, okay, so... right, yes, green is 9 different from orange. Purple is only 10 different from orange. So they have to be within 1 of each other. And what are we saying they add up to? 27. So if they are the high numbers, 1 is 13 and 1 is 14. 9, 8, 7, 3 won't give a 13. So 9, 8, 6, 4. One must be 9, 4, and the other must be 6, 8. This must add up to 5 if I've gone right with the high numbers. Yeah, so that would have to be 9, 9, 4 would have to be there. 6, 8 would have to be there. These would have to add up to 5 without a 4. There'd be 2, 3. And we'd get 1, 7 here. Does that work for the sum 14? No, it doesn't. 13 minus 8. 40. Well, I've got it wrong, haven't I? 13 minus 9. Yeah, that's not right. 13 minus 9. Sorry, 14 minus 10 is 4, as is 13 minus 9. Yes, that's better. Now we've got 13 minus 4 is 9, and 14 minus 5 is 9. So that works. That's possible. But this was all assuming that green and purple were the high numbers. They could also be the low numbers, although actually that's going to make this parity, this inequality sign difficult. Oh, this is really confusing. Right, if these are the low numbers, They're still 1 apart because 1 is the difference between 9 and 10, but now they're adding up to 13, so they would have to be 6 and 7. These would have to add up to 27. This is red and orange, would have to add up to 27. And how far apart are they? 5 apart, because that's the difference between 10 and 5 or 9 and 4. So if they add up to 27, they're 11 and 16. So can we do that with 9873? Yes. 83 would be the 11. 97 would be the 16. Well, the only way that would work, could it work with 9864? No, because the 11 would have to include the odd number, which is 9. That needs a 2. That's not there. So if these were the low numbers, 3 would have to be here as the only number in that set that's lower than 8, that's lower than 5. So this, instead of being 2, 7, would be, what did I say, 9, 16, 9, 7. Then this would have to add up to 12. No, hang on, this is rubbish. What am I talking about? 11 and 16. Oh, hang on, the 11 would have to be down here, with 7 here, 16 here, and that can't work. God, I'm sorry. This is very hard to explain because it's very hard to see in my head. So the reason that this is right, with purple and green being higher than orange and red in this box, is because if you try it the other way round, you need to have red and orange being 11 and 16. And the only way that can work with the clues as they're disposed is to put the 16 total here. And that would definitely break this inequality clue where 5 has to be higher than this cell. So this is the only distribution that works. I wish I could be clearer explaining that. I mean, I've seen it. I've tried to talk you through how I've proved it, and I probably haven't done a very good job. I probably haven't even fully understood what's going on with these clues in the grid, but I have got the right combinations into this central box. Now, let's have a look up here. Now here the situation's different. You can't add 8 and 2 and get the same number as 5 and 1. I think what that means is, yeah, instead you can add 5, 2 and 1 to get 8. So what that means is one of these numbers, the purple or the red total, is the highest in the grid. You take 8 off it to get the lowest in these 4 cages. You add 5 to that, you add 2 to that, and you add 1 to that, and you come back to the total. So, but there are 4 possibilities here. I wish this was just 1. If this was 1 possibility, let's try this as a 9. Then we have 36 in those 4. Now, what is the number that could be the highest? They're going to be different by 5, 3, and 1. So they're all going to be lower than the highest number by 5, 3, and 1. So 36 minus 8 is 28. 7 is the lowest, it must be. So 7, 8, 10, and 15. What do they add up to? 25, 33, 40. Oh, have I done that wrong? 15, 8, 10, and 7. Yeah, they do add up to 40. And that would be 15, say there, 7, 12, and 14. Oh, okay, 15, 14, 12 and 7. That's 48 already, so that's too high. Try it with 14, Mark. 14, 6, 11 and 13. Well, that works in terms of the clues. 14, 6, 11 and 13 is 44. That would give a 1 here. Bring it down one more, and we must be taking 1 off each number. So only 1 or 9 would work here, because if you reduce the maximum number by 1, it takes 1 off each of 4 totals, so it reduces it by 4. So if 1 works, then 3 and 7 don't work, and 9 works. Now, by the magic square, 1 or 9 must be opposite 1 or 9, and those two will be the 3 and 7s. So that's a start. Now, I worked out that it was either 14 in the largest one, and then if you went around this way, you would have 6, 11, 13. 14, 6, 11 and 13 is 44. That would give a 1. Or take 2 off it, 12, 4, 9, 11. Which is 36 plus 9. However, the highest number could be on the other side of the 8 clue. So if that was 14, we'd have 6, 7, 9, 27, 36. That would leave a 9 here. Oh, I see, it works the other way around. So the 12 would go with the 1. If this was 12, this would be 4, 5, 7. That's not going to be enough, is it? 12, 16, 21, 28. No. 16, 8, 9, 11. Yes, that's 44 and needs the 1. Oh, that's weird. So either the 14's here or it's 12 here, and then it goes down round that way. Or it's 14 here or 16 here. And then that's the lower number. Well, how can this be the higher number? If it was 14, it would be 9 and 5. Because of that 8-6 pair. So if that was 14, this would be 9 and 5. This would be 2 and 4. This would be 13, so it would be 6 and 7. This 11 would be 3 and 8, then you'd have a 1 here. That is possible. And the other possibility is 12 here, which would be odd numbers, then 4, which would be 1 and 3, 9, which would be, not sure. Oh, the 1 and 3 would make this impossible as a 12. No, it wouldn't. It would make it 7 and 5. 7, 5, 3, 1. Oh, it's so hard to balance these. 2, 7. No. Oh, 9's become impossible if you use 1, 3, 5 and 7. Oh, that's interesting. So 12 there coming down is impossible. So if this is the big number, it's 14. Let's try this as the big number then, which actually is much more plausible. I'm just going to fill in 9, 5 as, no, let's put them in the corners. That's one possibility, and then it goes down and round. Okay. 12 didn't work. So if this can either be 14 or 16. If this was 16, 7, 9, this would add up to 8. Now, let's try the 11. I don't know, 4, 9 doesn't rule it out. 16, 11, 13. If that was 7, 9, the 13 would have to be 8, 5. Oh, then the 11 doesn't work. If this was 16, 13, 11 is impossible. That doesn't work. Okay, so the last possibility then is 14 here. I'm sorry I'm having to just talk you through what's going on in my head. This might actually work better with pencil and paper. But anyway, let's keep going. 14 here. Then you come down to 6, 7, 9. And that leaves 9 here. So the 14 would have to be 8, 6. The 9, 7. Okay, if 14... okay, let's take it out of the corners. I'll just go back and fill in the possibilities if this is a 1. We have 5, 9 here. This was going to make 6, so it was 2, 4. This makes 11, so it's 8, 3. This makes 13 and is 6, 7. That's how it works if that's 14. Now the other possibility is this being 14, but now this is 6, 8 because we've got a 9 in the middle. This becomes 9, not using 8, 6 or 4 because 4's in one of those. So that would be 2, 7. And it can't be 2, 7 because it would clash with that. Yes. So get rid of the 6, 8. That is right. That is the only way it can be. 5, 9 there. I've ruled out all the other 3 possibilities of filling these cells around this. My goodness, that does not feel helpful. I mean, it feels so complicated. Right, but I think I'm on the right track. Now, it might turn out that I have made some sort of error, in which case do point it out, but what you're probably pointing out is something that I just haven't managed to make clear, but that I have thought was wrong. Anyway, let's see if we can carry on. I still don't think this is going to get easier, even knowing that a 1 is there and a 9 here. Now down here, 7 and 5 are opposite 7 and 5. So the numbers go high, low as we go round. And here, surely, 5, 9, 6, 8, 7, already gone in the column. This has to be the low. Right, so those two are 12 different from those two. We take 9 out, we've got 36, so we've got 12 and 24. These have to add up to 12, these 4 digits between them. They must include 1 and 2. And then either 1, 2, 3, 6 or 1, 2, 4, 5. And 2. Sorry, 12. And these orange and red add up to 24. And they must include 8 and 7. And the 8 has to be in one of these cells because we've got 8 there and there. Okay. The gaps don't look large enough. If these... Oh yes, okay, the 5 and 7 are 2 apart. So these that add up to 12 have to be 2 apart. So they are 5 and 7 is what they add up to. So here we can't... If it was 7, it would have to be 1 and 6. One of those must be a 2. 3 and 4 have been used. If this was 7, this would be 1, 6. If it was 5, it can't be 5 because 3 and 4 have been used. So that's 1, 6 making 7. This is making 12. This is making 11. No, hang on, that's 7. They're both 12. That's how they add up to 24. They don't use 9, so they are 8, 4 and 5, 7. This can't be 5, 7 because both 7 and 5 are used. This is 8, 4. This is 5, 7 down here, just like that. This is a 2, 3. Everything seems to work here now. 5 is plus 7 is 12, minus 5 is 7. Yes. So we're on to it now. Right, 1 and 3 can be resolved. This 7 and 2 and this 2 and 4 can be resolved. Now this 13 clue, surely we can use this. Well, and surely this can't be the low number. Oh, it could be 1 and 3. So one of the possibilities here was 1 and 3 there, making 4, with 17 here being 9 and 8. And that does seem possible. I'm going to fill it in as one of the possibilities. Oh, it's so annoying that 2 and 4 don't rule out the low possibility here, because this could still be high. 12 here would be 7 and 5. 17 minus 5 is 12. 9 and 8 used, it can't be 7 and 5. So yes, we have ruled out this being low. This is the high number. It's either 9 and 8 or 9 and 7. That's actually going to fix that 5-9 pair, which might be useful. You never know. Now, this is then 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. So we can put in the 1. So we're down to 2 possibilities now. This is either 16 with 3 here, 8 here, with that having been 1, 2. That would make this 3, 5. 9, 7, 2, 1, 3, 5. This would be 10 made up of 4, 6 in that order. Now the alternative is that this is 9, 8 with 3, 1 here. This is 9 without using 8, 1, 3, 6 or 7. That would be 4, 5. And this is 11. 9, 8, 3, 1, 4, 5. Hang on. Is that what I'm looking at? 9, 8, 3, 1, 4, 5. This has to be 11, but we've only got 2, 6 and 7, and they can't make 11. So that doesn't work anymore. So this is 9, 7, not 9, 8. 16 minus 13, that's 2, 1. That's 3. This is 8 using 3 and 5. This is 4 and 6. And this is 8, the last remaining even digit. Now, surely we can fill in the rest of the magic square. That's a 6. This can't be a 7, or it would blow the total in the downs here. 4, 2, 7. That's the magic square. 3 and 5 have sorted out that 8, 3 pair. So, can this help? We're going to put 5 and 7 in there. This is a group of 2, 4, 9. This is a group of 1, 8, 3. Does that make this easy? It seems unlikely in this puzzle. Now, these have to add up to the same total as these. 1 and 8 could be 4 and 5 there. Then this would be 11, 2 and 9. This would be 10, 7 and 3. That does work. Now, can this be 11, 8, 3 and 7, 4 with 2, 9 there? And then you'd be left with 5, 1. The totals are all wrong, so that's not right. 8, 1 here, is that what I did before? Yes, it is. 3, 1 here doesn't work, because that can't be the same as that. So it was right. 8, 3, no, 8, 1 is the same as 4, 5 as a total. That takes 4 out of that. That makes that 11, 2, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 8. This becomes 7, 3, 10. And these totals will work. 10, 9, 9, 11. Yes. Okay, now I just need to break one more of these boxes and I am good. Let's have a look down here. This is an interesting array. 9 and 2 do not equal 8 and 1, so we're not going high, low, high, low. I think that's what that means. Actually, maybe it would be better to find somewhere that was really heavily operated on by just Sudoku digits looking at... Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. Let's carry on down here. This is 9 different from that. So 4 taken out. We've got 41 left in the other cells. If this was... the average is about 10. So these two are considerably... oh no, they're different. Those are 1 different because of that 8 and then 9 there. And these two are different by... yeah, I don't quite know. 1, 2, 5, 7, 4. These can only contain 3, 6, 8, and 9. No, that's not true. This cell can only contain 3, 6, 8, and 9. That can be 1, 2, 6, or 9. I mean, this is too many possibilities. Oh, that 2. Oh, right. Some of these magic squared digits might help. Oh, no, only that one. Ah, it puts a 2 in this cage. Oh, well, that's interesting. Let's forget those digits. Let's look at this then. 2 and 1. That's clearly impossible because that would make this cage add up to 4 and need another 1. 2 and 3. If that was 5, the maximum these could be is 6 and 7. And this would have to be 23 to make up the numbers. That's no good. 2 and 4 is impossible because 4's gone. So if this was 2 and 5, I might have to work these up one at a time. 7, 8, and 9, and 17. 17, 8, 9, 7. Yes, that works. And 9, 8 would work here. 9, 8, 2, 5, 4. We've got 1, 3, 6, and 7. That has to be 7 and 1. This has to be 3 and 6. That all works. It looks very likely to me, but I'm not filling that in yet because I just might be going the wrong way round with the numbers. Let's try this as 2 and 6 at least. If that was 8. Now, given the 4 there, that's 12. We've got another 33 to use. If this was 6, 14, that's not enough, right? So this would have to be 10. This would have to be 18. That's not going to work, and it can't be 2. Yeah, that's fine. What we've come up with is the right disposition. So 7, 1, 9, 8, 6, 3. Can I sort out the 2, 5 positions? Ah, yes, because that 3 sees that 5, and that 5 sees that. And I honestly think the rest is going to be Sudoku. 7 must be there because of all the 7s looking at this cage. 1 and 9 there. 10. So this has to either add up to 15 with an 8 or 5, which it can't do. So that's an 8. 5 there. 15 minus 8 is 7. So this is 3 and 4. 6 there. Wow, I mean, has a puzzle ever been less intuitive to me than this? I don't know. That has really messed with everything I understand. And the maths was incredibly hard to juggle, which was not what I was expecting when I started this. 1 must be in that pair. So, this is either 6 or 9. So this cage adds up to 9 or 12. Well, it can't be 9, it must be 12, and this then adds up to 5, so it's 1 and 4. That works fine, yes. 5 and 8 is 13. 13 minus 5 is 8, so we put the 6 in here somewhere. That's all beautiful. Oh, I mean, it is great when it comes together. I do have to say that. 7 and 9, they're resolved. 1 and 6 here, they are resolved by Sudoku, just as I was hoping. 5, 4 and 7 here, yep, they're all done by the Sudoku digits. So last bit of calculation, 6 to 10, puts the 2 there. That sorts that out. 2 and 6 we can do there. 1 and 4 here. And 6 and 8 there. What a puzzle. That is a head fryer. I'm sorry. I mean, if you saw your way through that, then you're probably just an elegant mental mathematician, because I didn't. That was really tough. I honestly think I was managing to eliminate the possibilities in boxes 5 and 1 and leave the only one that did work. But it was extraordinarily hard to A, do it, and B, explain it. So this may have seemed to you the most incoherent video I've ever produced. There is every chance of that. And if so, I apologize. If you solved the puzzle in a neater way, do explain it in the comments if you can, briefly. But that really is a head wrecker. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me through that absolutely bizarre puzzle, and well done to El Gran Pajuro. I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to do another one like that, but that worked very nicely. Intriguing bit of Sudoku there. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.